name and what events you did for UTEP.
My name is Harold Williams. I'm originally from New York. I ran the 100, the 200, 400 sometimes, and all the relays.
Awesome. And how was your experience here at UTEP?
Well, when I was here going to school, it was fine. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I grew up in New York, so coming here was a little bit different. But we had a fabulous team, so that made things really doable.
What kind of life lessons did you get during your experience in track?
Number one, being a team member. Not always worried for the win, but just to be able to be part of the team, to be able to root for your teammates, to be able to be committed, to be a part of. Those are the things that were really my life lessons.
Was there anything that Coach ever said or did for you guys that just kind of stuck with you this whole time?
When he recruited me, my mom didn't want me to come to either Texas or go south. But Coach smooths my mother. so that always, I tell that story all the time. He smoothed her, and my mother turns to me and says, "You can go to that school."
Once you get mom.
That's it.
That's good. Well, thank you so much for it. Ready. If you could please state your name and the events that you did here at UTEP.
Okay, Paul Pearson, and I ran the mile.
And how was your experience here at UTEP?
Oh, I loved it. In fact, I loved it so much I still live here. And I was originally from Canada. I went home to Canada for a couple of years and came back. But I really like El Paso, and I like UTEP a lot.
Did you go to high school here in UTEP?
No, like I said, I'm originally from Canada, so I went to high school there and then came down here. I went to college a couple of years there, and then Coach Vandenburg recruited me, and that's how I ended up down here in '71.
Awesome. And how was your experience with Coach, and how did your experience with him help you throughout your life?
Well, when you look around the people that he recruited and all the great people and all that kind of stuff, it's more about a lot of really good athletes, but a lot of really good people too that have been very successful in life. And when you're in track, like we were in cross country, and have a good team, those kind of things go over into your regular life, and you usually end up being pretty successful at what you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Start with your name and the events that you did here at UTEP.
My name is Bob Beeman, and I was here in 1967, 68. My events were long jump and triple jump.
And what would you say is the biggest life lesson that you got during your time here at UTEP?
Well, I think one of the things was that I grew with the town. It was just totally, you look at it today and look at it from yesteryear, there were a lot of things that made a difference in my life. I come from New York, and so not knowing much about what Texas is all about, I learned a lot about it, and I grew up quicker as an adult, and I enjoyed every moment of my training here, and of course knowing Coach Vandenburg was just a beautiful experience.
Is there anything that he instilled in you that you've taken and that you've gone back to through life's obstacles?
Well, I think what I've noticed about Coach Vandenburg is that he had a sense of who he thought would bring greatness to his program. He had an understanding of talent. He had a plan, a master plan, and he stayed focused, even though there were distractions, but he remained focused on what his plan was. And so I think that focus and continued motivation is probably something that we all got from Coach Vandenburg.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Can you please state your name and talk about the events that you did here at UTEP?
My name is Clyde Glawson. I ran track and played football at
University of Texas, El Paso. I ran the 100 meters in 10 flat. I ran the 200 meters in 20.1. I was an alternate in 1968 Olympics. I played football with the Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills.
That's quite an impressive resume you have.
I cannot hear you.
How would you say that your experience in track helped you achieve your accomplishments during your lifetime?
Well, my experience in track gave me discipline. And you need discipline to be successful. That's the reason why I have a degree from the University of Texas, El Paso. I went to seminary at Southwestern Theological Seminary in Fort Worth. So discipline is very important, controlling your mind.
What would you say, did Coach ever tell you or do anything for you that's kind of stuck with you this whole time?
Coach Vandenburg was an inspiration to me. I went to Trinity University first, and then I came here in 1968 and was training for the Olympics. I enrolled in the university here in El Paso, and Coach Vandenburg inspired me to come here. 3 individuals inspired me to come. Coach Vandenburg, my brother Julius Glosson, who was the first African-American assistant football coach in the Southwest Conference, and one of the principals in the El Paso School District, Mr. Mangrum. Those 3 individuals played a very important part, and I love Vandenburg for that. Coach Vandenburg. Now I can call him Wayne because I'm an old man now too. Yes.
Great, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, okay.
So please state your name and the events that you did for while your time here in UTEP.
Okay, my name is Fred DiBernardi, and I threw the shot put and discus.
And how was your experience here at UTEP?
I made a lot of good friends. I haven't seen these guys in 42 years. It's pretty crazy, but I had a really good time here. I enjoyed UTEP.
As far as life lessons, was there anything in your training that has stuck with you throughout your life?
I just try to take care of myself, you know. I'm not going to be as big as I used to be. I was huge, but I just wanted to make sure I stay in shape, you know. So.
Is there anything that Coach instilled in you that you always go back to whenever you hit obstacles?
We had a great bunch of guys. So, Wayne Vandenburg was a great recruiter, and he brought in lots of talent from all over the world. So we built a good track team. But it's all changed a little bit now, you know. So.
Well, great. Okay. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Mr. Bright, where did you come from to join us today?
We came from North Carolina, right outside Charlotte, and I graduated in 71. I was a member of the track team from 67 to 70.
And what would you say is your favorite memory from when you were on the track team?
Camaraderie, learning, just the growing with the team. When we first started, we were the beginning of Wayne Vandenberg's team, and it was a growing process, and it was great.
And what's your favorite memory of your coach?
Oh, Coach, he was just the best recruiter in the world, I thought. He just brought us all together and let us all compete against each other and made us better people.
Alrighty, Mr. Jackson, could
Yes.
you please state your name and talk about the events that you did here at UTEP?
Harrington Jackson, nicknamed JJ Jackson, and got JJ when I was in high school as Jet Jackson.
And what events?
I ran the 100, 200, 400, and 50 and a 60-yard dash. I'm the current NCAA champion, 1971. Couple of two world records, 5'1" in the 60, 5'8" in the 60, and 6'9" in the 70. So
some great accomplishments you have.
Thank you.
And obviously, from your great accomplishments that you made after your time here at UTEP, you had to start somewhere. And can you talk about how UTEP helped you accomplish those awards? And also, how did your time at UTEP help you through challenges in life?
Well, number one was the fact that Wayne Vandenberg was the coach, came to my hometown, East Chicago, Indiana, small town, recruited me, talked to my parents and letting me come to UTEP. Unfortunately, I was drafted in the military prior to coming to UTEP, and I was a military police in the service for 2 years before I came to UTEP. So when I got out of the service, all the scholarships were pulled off the table except the one here at the University of Texas El Paso. So it changed my life, because had I not had the opportunity to come here and get a degree and go on my life, that never would have been a Harrington J.J. Jackson at UTEP.
Your name and the events that you did.
My name is Wayne Slater. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was with Coach Vandenberg's first recruiting team. My events were 100, 200, and 400 meters.
And how was your time here at UTEP?
Unbelievable, unbelievable. As you can see, the fellowship that's going on right now is kind of outrageous. I haven't been here since the late '60s, and just to see what the campus is doing, just to see what the university is doing, I'm very proud. Very proud.
That's great. And how would you say your experience in track and field has helped you in your life?
Well, I had a chance to run throughout the United States: Los Angeles, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Indiana, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So as a young 17-year-old, 18-year-old, I was able to travel the United States, and with all expenses paid and being treated first class. So we flew, and to represent the university, we had blazers, and of course the duffel bags with University of Texas El Paso on it. Very proud, very proud.
Very good experiences. Thank you so much for your time,
you.
sir. You ready? All right. Could you please state your name and the events that you did for
My name is Bill DeFusco. I competed in 1968 as a miler here in El Paso. Yeah.
And how was your experience here at UTEP?
Oh, it was wonderful. I came from Rhode Island, and there was a friend of mine who came from Rhode Island a year ahead of me, and Bob Doyle, who ran here, and suggested that I consider El Paso among the other schools that I was looking at. And I'm glad I made the choice to come here. It was great experience. Only spent a year here, but it was a wonderful experience, and that's why I'm here for this reunion, because of the memories of that experience. It was really nice.
How did that 1 year impact your life?
Well, I think being around a bunch of competitive, highly gifted athletes is something that you realize is a strength that you can take into life. Every time you're looking around and you're getting down a little bit and you're thinking, can I do this? You look around at the guys you were with and you look at your own abilities and you say, I could dig deeper. And so this place was a springboard for a pretty good career.
Great, awesome. Thank you so much for your time, sir.